y'all. I just wanted to touch base with you a little bit today. Had some interesting thoughts, and I thought I'd share them with you. I'm sitting here just in a t-shirt, all comfy and casual, because it's Friday, and it's not like I wear a suit and tie every day of the week, but I'm going to give it just a moment here, allow people to jump on, and feel free to share these videos. They stay up on the page, so feel free to share them. Someone who might need a little extra support, a little extra help. What I wanted to talk about is an idea, and it made me think of these. This being a new year, and I know we're a few weeks into it already. Man, where does time go? Seems the older we get, the faster the time slides by. But I wanted to talk about some really dumb New Year's resolutions. Some that I've made, some that I hear other people make, and there is a point to this, so please bear with me. But some of the dumb New Year's resolutions, the ineffective one. Number one, go to the gym. How many have made that resolution? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to get fit. If you got to force yourself through a resolution to go to the gym and to go work out, you won't go. You might once, you might a couple times, but that's going to fail. You have to want to work out. So that's one of my dumb resolutions. Make new friends. Ever made that resolution? Wow, I have enough stress to think I'm going to do something deliberate to put myself out there to go make new friends. Boy, I just don't need that kind of extra stress. And I guess the other thing for me to do that, I would have to actually leave the house to make that work. So there's a fail right there on that resolution. Here's probably the most popular one that we've done, and I bet you we've all done it. Lose weight. That's the New Year's resolution. I'm going to lose weight. So let me ask you this. How's that going? How about maybe instead, just a thought, focus on health. I mean, the scale is just a number. And I went into the doctor the other day, for a checkup, and everything's wonderful. I told them, listen, and they put me on the scale, which I hate that. I said, listen, I know the mask adds 20 pounds right there, so we got to deduct that. But that's a dumb resolution. I forget what the statistics are, that people just don't keep that, and it's, we break that, if not the first day, it's awful soon. A resolution that I've made to be more financially responsible and fit. Well, that's easy. I just pay off my credit cards with my other credit cards. Or what's the first thing other people do? We spend money on some type of program to help us become financially responsible. Here's some better ones. There's a couple here that I actually can keep. I resolved this year to stop drinking orange juice immediately after I brush my teeth. When I said that, some of your mouths watered just from hearing that. We've all had that experience. Oh, here's one. This isn't an issue for me because I've always been this way. To start washing your hands after you use the bathroom. I wish some people would make that resolution. I was in some gas station or something, truck stop, and I go into the men's room, and a guy comes out of the stall, and he goes up to the sink, touches the water, basically lets the water touch his finger and shakes it off. That was purely for my benefit, so I would think he washed his hands. I want to say to him, what do you think you just did there? wash your hands. That's just gross, and especially now. I know we're better at it. In the pandemic stuff, we're getting better at washing the hands. That's never been an issue, for me. But man, I would like to see some people really, really get better at that. There's so many benefits to it. How about, here's a good resolution. Start using Facebook for something other than Farmville or those dumb quizzes. I see people who take these quizzes every day, and it's interesting because quizzes, and they'll determine what kind of animal you are. And, we're always a lion or a wolf or something real tough. No one's ever a gnu or a llama. All those things is designed to fish your information so they can eventually find your password. That's why, there's a lot of viruses, out on there. But so to start using Facebook for something other than Farmville or stupid quizzes. Here's a good resolution for you. Start returning stuff you borrow. I have lent out tools before, and I think people think that after a certain amount of time that if they haven't returned it, by default that tool becomes theirs. So you might as well just, if you lend something out, just plan on never getting it back. But that would be a good resolution. If you borrow something, return what you borrow. Here's the worst resolution ever. People do this, and it's a terrible idea. Be less sad. That's an impossible resolution. You cannot choose what grief does to you. You cannot choose how grief affects you. You can't choose, okay, I'm going to be less sad. There is a poignancy with the passing of time when you're grieving that, and choosing to deny it will only act as a reminder. And I know at New Year's, the first part of the year, we're thinking fresh starts, but I tell you what, to decide to be less sad, it will not work. That's like me saying, I am giving up pizza. That's my resolution. Let me tell you what's going to happen if I make that resolution. What's the only thing I am going to be able to think about? Pizza. So it does the opposite effect. We can't choose to be less sad. We can't choose its effects. We can't choose, what grief does to us. Here's an idea. Be kind to yourself in this new year. Boy, we've had a lot going on, not to mention your loss, which is very difficult, and throw on top of that the pandemic. Easy for me to say, the pandemic. And then throw on top of that a vicious political cycle. No matter what side you're on, no one's happy, and it's been painful. But here's a good resolution for you to think. Decide that you're going to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You're going to allow yourself to feel. When you allow yourself to feel, what we're actually doing is honoring that loved one in our loss, by acknowledging what you love. You notice I didn't say loved. That love doesn't go away. Our love for someone doesn't die because someone in our life did. Allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to feel, to allow grief to do its good work. Because it is something that's in us, designed in us to help us heal. And it's the process. It's not a choice that we can make. So acknowledge the person that we love. That's okay. You cannot get through the pain by doing this one thing, and people try to do it. We think of what life was like with our loved one, and we make an attempt to get through the pain, through the grief, by being exactly the same as what we were before that loss. That's not possible. It is different. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that you still love. That's honoring. When we stop resisting, we are giving ourselves the opportunity to heal. So allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself the opportunity to heal. Allow yourself to acknowledge who you love, acknowledge the loss. Now, other people, to be honest, aren't going to understand you. They don't understand why you can't, in their mind, move past it. And I tell people all the time, and you've heard me say this before, the last thing that you should do is try to move past it. That's not honoring someone that you love. Now, you manage it a little bit better and you move forward and it comes in waves. But you will not get over it. This is what it costs to love somebody, to care about them. And do you realize that the pain that you are feeling by that loss, I'm not saying the pain is always good, but sometimes we need pain. See, if I go to the doctor's office and he starts pushing on a spot on my abdomen or something, and when he does, I go, ow, and I flinch. You know what the doctor's going to say? It's not supposed to hurt there. We need to check into that farther. So actually, that pain has a purpose. So that pain can identify that something needs to be addressed, and there's healing that needs to take place. So allow yourself the pain. Forget what anybody else thinks how you should grieve. This is your journey. This is your path. Honor the person that you love by allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to feel the pain. And you're giving yourself the opportunity to heal. I'm proud of you guys. You know what? You are headed in the right direction. Let me encourage you with that. Sometimes, and I bet you some days, it seems hopeless. I know I've had experiences like that, with loss, and it just seems like it'll never end. You will get through. You're moving through right now. The fact that you're even reaching out a little bit, you're allowing yourself an opportunity to heal. You're headed in a good direction, and I'm proud of you. You can always get a hold of me at the hospice home. You can call the hospice, or again, the easy email to remember is bobthechurchbuilder@gmail.com. Would love to talk with you. And you may get calls from time to time from either myself or a social worker. Just because we want to check up on you, we care. We really do care. This isn't a job. This is a calling. There's a reason we do what we do, because we really do care about you. So, in the meantime, my wish for you today, and it's a good one, is I'm wishing for you peace. Have a better day.